Well, good evening, guys. How you doing? How's everybody? Uh, I'm sitting here looking at a thumbnail of Art Carlson dancing with sunglasses on, being real cool to that jazz that I was playing. He always does that to me. I'm going to get a little piece of masking tape and stick it up on the screen right where Art is, so he doesn't try to break me up in the pre-show. And we'll bring Art in a minute. How's everybody tonight? Thanks for coming in, guys. I think half of everybody is was it spin down or on their way home. I saw Mel had only about half of his usual audience tonight, and that might explain why we're off to a kind of a slow start, but it'll build up. Hey, Roosevelt, this is towards your airfare for the next event, slacker. How you doing, Roosevelt? How you doing, buddy? Yeah, Rosie gives me a hard time. He wants me to show up at an event, and of course, my excuse is that I don't want to fly to an event because I don't want to drag all the stuff. If I'm going to an event, I'm going to an event loaded for bear, and that means filling up my car with all kinds of camera drones, FPV drones, maybe an airplane or two, and I'd have to drive it. I got to tell you guys, 2,000 miles for a 1 or 2 day event is just too much of a drive. If it was for let's say a 4 or 5 day event, that'd be a different story. So let me say hi to everybody in the chat. We'll start up at the top. Jody was in here early. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Craig Yarker from down under. Good day, mate. How are you doing? Good. Haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you, man. Kiwi. And Ed, Love My Drones, is in here fighting with Craig, so that's cool. Who else we got? Love My Drones, Timeless Truths. Pete Nunez, my buddy. How you doing, Pete? To do Arizona Drone Dude is in here, and Art's in here, and that's and Roosevelt Fly Natural. Thank you for the super chat, my friend. I appreciate that. And let me roll down. Hot Rod in Daytona. Hey man, how you doing? I've seen you in other streams, but I think this is your first time here. Let me welcome you and give you a blue wrench so you feel like one of the crowd. And my friend Agent K is here, and Agent K pulled one on us the other night and told us, everybody, that this was his first name. I'm going to put it in the chat. If any of you guys can tell me how you might go about pronouncing that, I'll actually start to call him that. But we have so little information about Agent K that anything that we get is more than we used to have. And we have Free Loyo or Lojo. Hey, morning all. How you doing, my friend? Thanks for coming in. Fly Natural. And Hot Rod in Daytona. Why didn't you turn blue? I thought I did that. We'll try it again. Okay, next time maybe. Agent K. Yep, Fred. Okay, so that's how you spell Fred in whatever language, Cyrillic language that is. Pretty cool. But I told him that I was going to save that, and I do. I have it in a file for future reference. So anyway, welcome to everybody. Thanks for coming in. Mike. YouTube isn't doing well with the wrenches, he says. Well, Hot Rod, try it again. Let's see if you got the wrench, and because I did it twice, and if I click on you again, it still says add moderator. Doesn't say remove. So if you don't, it's telling me that you're a moderator. If you don't get a blue wrench, then we'll have to go after YouTube, get a few lawyers involved. But if it doesn't work, nah, sorry, buddy, won't let me do it. And Mike at Night Train says that YouTube is having problems, among other problems that Timeless Truths cut past goggle translation. I don't know what that means. Minnesota Paul, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. And Carlos is here. And Carlos and Art are eating my donuts in the green room, so let me go ahead and bring them in order of their appearance. So without further ado, you're ready? There he is.
Yeah.
Hey, Art.
I made it. Back
see
from
that, man.
spin down.
Yeah, we saw that. We saw you on your live stream last night,
Yeah.
which I really hadn't expected because that was only what.
I uploaded the video from spin down this afternoon.
Yes, I think we all saw that.
Oh,
I saw
good.
it. Yeah, I saw it right away, and
Wonderful.
yeah, what a gorgeous place.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
beautiful place. Nice video. I'm surprised that there weren't a lot more videos. I mentioned this on your
Yeah.
show. I'm
Well, I think
surprised
it's
that
because
there weren't a lot of live streams. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, that's true. I think a lot of folks are probably right now editing their video. They just got home today, or they'll be home tomorrow, and then they'll be editing it, their
I saw,
videos.
I saw their deal from the bowling alley
Yeah.
last night, and all I can say, and Roosevelt, I think was the best bowler there, and I think the rest of them shouldn't quit their day jobs for that
Yeah.
lucrative professional bowling career. Hey, Tomas Ariels, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Welcome, Tomas. And let me get on to our next guest. We got two of them in here, although. These two guys, if they spend any more time together, they're going to have to get a room. We got Carlos back from the sky, and we got Paul,
What's
Mr.
up,
Drone Bum.
Hey, Polly.
Paulie, how you doing, buddy?
What? How are you,
How you
buddy?
doing, guys?
So far, so good.
Good.
Waiting to do stuff here and play and talk and chat.
I can't hear. A little louder, Carlos. A little louder.
Oh,
Speak up.
just hanging out.
You
Show you guys my new toys up close and personal. Actually, I'm looking forward to seeing them. I haven't opened the box. You're lucky. I was thinking,
Yeah,
oh,
I know you're
dropping it up.
waiting for tonight. Yeah, let me see if let me put that audio processing back on and see if that helps.
I could put my headset on.
No, that's better. That's good. Okay.
That's one.
All right. Good deal. Paulie,
Hey,
how
man,
you doing?
how you
Did you ever figure out what was wrong with your drone?
Nope, just put in for a replacement. Came today. Well, actually, the
Yeah, they
replacement
don't-
coming Saturday. I bought another one too, which came today, just in case. Oh,
you gotta
that'll
send-
back up.
You're going to set a new world record for the most Tiny Hawk 2s that ever been bought.
Gone through in such a short time. I'm on number 3 now.
Don't you? You have a drowning drone record, don't you?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
Just set on pace.
Cool.
including a tiny hook.
Ah, well.
That's right. It's possible.
So Ed says he's been getting a lot of rain. Ed, we haven't had a drop down here. Not for the past 3 or 4 days. They had said it was going to rain like hell, but no rain for me. So it says you got all our rain. Oh well.
So Mitch, this
So did I
controller,
miss any?
a big hunk of controller. It takes not a little getting used to, but yeah, somewhat.
It's small. It's smaller than this one.
Is it really? Yeah. As far
Yeah,
as
it's a little wide. It's a little wider,
Yeah.
and it's a little shorter this way,
okay.
and it's got the angles on the end. Yeah, it's got nice sticks on it though, and it's a good quality radio.
What about
I
mine
think
here?
quality wise,
I like this one. It's got weight to it too.
yeah, it does. It does. And
Although I'm
I
thinking,
imagine you got it.
you know that there's what's the guy that wears the clock? He's a rapper.
Flavor Flav.
I'm thinking of
Flavor Flav, yeah.
Flavor Flav and
Yeah.
do the show like this one day. What do you?
I like
Get
that.
a lanyard for it.
No, I have one. I
Good.
just haven't used it. I've been in the apartment playing with the what do they call it? The simulator, and I did 2 flights around the apartment.
Oh, cool.
So it does work pretty good for you.
It's happening.
It works. Okay, good. Good. You didn't have any trouble binding it to your tiny home?
Just figure out which switch does what, but that's pretty quick. And Project Blue Falcon, he explains it 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, his those.
A few times. It becomes second nature.
Yeah, those videos of his are very good, especially for that radio, because that's the radio he uses in the video. So, you know, unlike the new ones, the Jumper and the Radio Master, and now the Radio King, yet another one. They
what did the FAA?
So Hot Rod in Daytona says the FAA did us a favor on Friday. What favor did they do us? I hadn't heard about the government ever doing me a favor. The Velocity drone now has combat mode. Check it out. Fly around taking down others. Oh, that's just what we need. Oh, they added 133 airports to Lank. Did they add Melbourne? I've been waiting for that. Holy mackerel. I'll tell you what. Let's check live and see. Let's see. Air map. My local small airports. Wow. Well, you'd think hopefully they would add Melbourne. All right. So let's click on one of the boxes here on Melbourne. Oh my God. It does. It's the big one, Elizabeth. It says Melbourne Class D requires FAA automated authorization available at or below 400 feet. Well, I'll be damned. I've been waiting for that for a year and a half now for this airport. I live inside the 5 mile radius. I have been unable, since they said that the towers can't give permission. I've been unable to fly legally anything, even a tiny whoop legally, even though you don't have to register them, you still have to obey the airspace rules.
Right.
I've been unable to fly at my house or anywhere near my house legally since they about a year ago, when they said you couldn't, don't call the towers. I used to had a blanket permission from the tower here at the airport. Basically, they said, we don't care what the hell you do, just stay below 400 feet. So I will probably tomorrow try it out, and see how well it works. That's great news. Hot Rod, thank you, my friend. I had not heard about that. I don't think that the FAA or anybody in the FAA at the government was really all that concerned that Mitch couldn't fly the drone at his house, and they forgot to give me a phone call, let me know. Anyway. That's great news. Yes.
I have something funny that I want to share with you on screen share real quick. I didn't tell you about this.
Sure.
How many you guys know about this? Hold on. Don't say anything. Paul.
Hot Rod, I've given you a blue wrench 5 times, and it's told me that it's given it to you, and yet it's not sticking. So that's a YouTube issue. But I promise you that every time you come in here, I will try or keep trying to give you that blue wrench. And I don't know why it isn't working. Unmanned airspace, that's it for the latest news and information. Thank you. Thank you very much, my friend. I appreciate that. And Carlos wants to show us something funny.
I'm at the park. Well, it was funny. I'll explain to you. So I'm at the park, and you know how I've attempted to land on moving objects as they're driving?
You mean like Paul's head?
Like this van? Oh, him too. But you see this van? So I knew they were going to take off. So I land on it, and I'm taking a ride. I'm thinking I'm cool. And I know he's going to come back and make a U-turn. So you see where my car is? I'm set up right where I'm sitting. And I'm, killing time, giving him time. I'll speed it up to make his U-turn. So I'm trying to time it. And he's on his way back. So I'm trying to figure out, let me try to time this just right so I can land on him again. But I'm trying to go as far as possible, or get him, as far as possible so I can stay on as long as possible, if that makes sense.
Should I be watching your battery voltage at this point?
No.
Oh, okay.
But now, so I figure, all right, now easy landing. I thought twice because there was a car behind, but I said, what the hell? So I landed on the van, upside down.
Oh no! and there goes your quad for a ride.
I couldn't believe
Oh man.
it. Anyway, needless to say, it went
You
down.
lost it?
No, that's the crazy part. That's where it's funny. So I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? I'm like,
Turtle mode.
I took my goggles off. I took my phone. I took my car keys, and I followed the van. But I mean, I didn't know exactly where it was. There's a fork on the road. I went to the left, and sure as poop, he dropped it in the middle of Francis Lewis Boulevard. So I get out of my car with the hazards on. I look to the left, and there's a big city bus. And the city bus went right over the middle of it. Oh my God.
Holy cow.
That was
Did it smash it? It didn't smash it, huh?
nothing.
Now, you didn't try to turtle mode it? You didn't try to turtle mode it off the...
Not on my quads. But I did try to restart it. But anyway, I thought that was pretty funny, only because I got it back. It was funny. If it didn't get it back,
do you have your a small angle set to 180 in that thing?
Yeah, I tried everything.
So you can arm it upside down?
Yeah, I had a feeling once he turned, it would slide off because it's plastic on metal. So, but
well, you know what? Even upside down, if you had just armed it,
I
given
tried
it some throttle and pushed the stick one way, like sideways, it would have scooted right off of there.
But all the stuff was running in my mind quick was, do I try to keep arming or do I chase this guy? And then I had to make a U-turn.
Did he have any idea that you were using him as an aircraft carrier?
No. Anyway, I thought it was
funny.
It was funny.
No, that's funny. That's
All
funny.
right,
Thanks for sharing that.
One of my better flights. I don't know. Lately, I've been lazy as far as posting videos. So let me share one flight. Let's see if it goes.
Okay.
And then I'll show you my boxes.
Yeah. Then I want to see your reaction to all those drones that I fixed for you.
Yeah, there you go.
This is when I want to see next year, Art. No, I'm not. I'm trying to just work my way under these tables. You'll see. Nice and smooth, as you would call it, either proximity or some people gaps, whatever they call it.
Yeah.
But I get some good ones in there. All with the Tiny Hawk too, by the way. Nice.
Oh, Jim is here. Hey, Jim, how you doing, buddy? Above and Beyond Drones. Good to see you.
Jim.
Nice little park here. It's empty all the time. Especially,
you know what's interesting is Hot Rod. It lets you put that link up there, which means that it does think you're a moderator.
Moderator?
Yep.
Yeah, but I keep trying to add him as a moderator, and I'll do it again, and it says Hot Rod in Daytona is now a moderator, but yet it doesn't stick.
If he can put a link on it, he's as good as a moderator. It's just a color.
Yeah, but it's still when I click on it again, it says add moderator. So something's wrong with YouTube tonight.
Well, what was the other day with Jim Cardoza with a C, even though it's written with a K? Weird stuff like that.
Oh, that was the strangest thing I'd ever seen. I didn't believe it until who was it that actually showed me a
translate on it, Mitch.
Anyway,
it says not my name.
Not my name.
Is that what that means? Not my name. That's funny. We're talking about Agent K's name.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Have you seen sharks in the intercoastal?
Where did Paulie go?
Oh, no.
There he is. What happened?
There he is.
Nah,
You're back. Okay. All right.
I tried typing in the chats and it kicked me out of here.
Use your cell phone.
Yeah, that's the trick. All right, yeah, because it don't work on a computer.
It does for me.
It does.
Unless
what were you trying to do?
Well, I could see the chats, but I can't see any moderators or anything like that. And there's no spot to type in the chats unless I go to private chat.
No.
And then that's putting me out of here.
That's just us. Anyway, Mr. Honda asked, or Hot Rod rather, have you seen sharks in the intercoastal?
No, I have personally never seen sharks in the intercoastal. I've seen, a ton of dolphin, and I've seen or porpoises to be, I think, legitimate, and I have
Right.
seen manatees.
Manatees.
We used to have manatees. Would just swim up to the dock. My son would put the water hose out, and they would just sit there slurping water. Did I ever show you guys that clip?
They like fresh water.
Let me see if I can find that. If I can find that clip, because it's really funny. Now, why does my computer do that? When I'm in the middle of a stream and I click and I try to open a file, it just kind of hangs, does weird things, and works on that drive. Let me try that again. Oh, here it is. Yeah, okay. Bear with me, guys. We're doing good old technical stuff. So let's see here. Where is the manatee? Manatee. Here it is.
If there's more than one, are they a manatee?
Yeah.
It's really narrow, like him.
There it is.
Oh,
How cool is that?
Are they vegetarian?
yeah.
How cool is that?
Manatees?
Hey, Bill Metrodrones. Oh, look who's here.
Hey, Bill.
Who is this guy?
Ken Aaron.
Hey,
What you eat?
Hi, Ken.
what are you guys doing?
We're
Just
watching a
hanging.
manatee. Watch a manatee drink water at the dock.
Me on Skype while I'm doing a stream with you guys.
Oh, okay.
Can you
Hey,
still
Bill
see me?
Metrodrones.
We
Let me
good?
thank you for the super chat. Thank you, my friend.
Yeah,
Appreciate
you look
that.
good, Ken.
Here, let me make you bigger so everybody can see. How you
Yeah.
doing, buddy?
Good. We're having BL Heli fun. This is Chris.
Oh, hi, Chris.
Hey,
Is
Chris,
it BLLES or BL Heli 32?
That's what we're trying to figure out.
Well, it looks like 32 by the configurator you're using.
Well, we are not exactly sure which one. So if this says S, then we know.
He's
Yeah,
asking
'cause-
what version.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're using S, the Google configurator is the one you get on the Google app seems to be much easier to use than that one.
We
What kind
we
of-
were trying to we set this up today. I don't know if you can see it. There it is.
Oh, that's the thing with the skyscraper on it you were telling me about.
Yeah. Yeah. And I went to fly it, and turns out all the props were spinning in the same direction. So we're using BL Heli to fix that.
It could be a problem.
Oh, man.
You mean it came with the motor's directions not set properly?
Yeah,
Did it?
I think it was that guy's problem. Right there.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Is it supposed to be props in or props out?
Out.
Props in.
Out. Okay. And the props are on correctly for props out?
Oh yeah, it came with the props and everything on there. It's a find and fly, but it's got a digital what the frick is that called again?
A Vista?
What's the digital? No, what's the
Nebula?
digital?
Oh, the
Not the Vista.
Nomad.
Nebula. The Cadex
It's a
Nebula.
Cadex Nebula. It's the new
Yeah.
Cadex. It's a Nebula, but it has an FR Sky receiver. So
Okay. So
and I haven't dealt with the dual flavor drone yet.
oh, you've been flying all of your DJI stuff with the DJI controller.
Yes.
Ah, okay. Okay. That's something I haven't tried yet. I've started right out using my jumper with the either R9 and I'm in finally got Crossfire. So I'm starting to use Crossfire now.
Yeah. My other quad uses Crossfire, but I prefer the all digital and the DJI controller and everything just because of the form factor of the controller I'm familiar with.
Yeah, you're used to that. Plus, it really simplifies everything. Simplifies the installation, the build, binding. It's all Mavic-like. You know? Yeah.
So,
But
and drone. I'm surprised.
Huh?
I'm surprised that it didn't come out of the box ready to fly.
With everything turning correctly.
Chris said that it was so new that it didn't have the CLI dump.
Correct.
Yeah. So in beta flight, so it didn't even have that. So it's fairly new quad.
Oh, okay.
I think it's out, but I think it was just out when they sent it to me.
Like prototype new?
Not a prototype, but just a new release from beta FPV.
Hey, say hi to Jerry. Cavalry's here. Hi, Jerry. How you doing?
Hey, Jerry. Jerry, where's Jerry? Oh, he's in the chat.
He's in the chat. Jerry's in the chat. Yeah.
We're still working on it, Jerry. Jerry was helping me earlier with this.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see if we can't get it working.
I think it's
Drone Days
good,
is here, Bob.
I think it's good. We're just working on the motors.
Counter. Okay, so 1 and 4 is counter, 2 and 3 should be go clockwise.
Did it found the 4 ESCs, did it, with that configurator?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
And he said it was 32.
It is 32. Okay.
No, it's BLHES.
Oh, it's
BLHES.
BLHES.
Okay.
I'm learning as I go.
Well, the BLHES is an older version, and generally, if you got a whoop, a binding, one of these, F4 controllers instead of an F7, chances are you'll have a BLHES flight controller. Now, what's your friend's name there, Ken? I know who what's his?
Chris. His name's Chris.
Chris. Oh, Chris, have you? I don't know. Do you know how to flash firmware on these ESCs?
Yeah. Did you hear Ken's Bumblebee, the startup tone on that?
Yeah, he programmed my Bumblebee.
Good. Okay, so you know how to do that.
Oh my goodness, yes. He programmed my Bumblebee to play the Pigeon Jerky song, and
cool.
I programmed my Bumblebee to fall apart into a bunch of pieces.
That takes a certain talent there, my friend.
You had help with that one.
Yeah, this is Chris's house. He's the local FPV expert, but I have quads in here in various stages of repair. Do you remember the one that hit the pole in the bando and destroyed my GoPro?
Yes, I was a great hit too. That was a fabulous hit.
New motors on it he put on, so they're all in. There's the camera. Can you see it?
Yeah. Here, let me go ahead and make you guys bigger here so we can see you.
And then so this is the what's the frame on this again?
Super G.
The Super G frame.
Project 3.
And then you remember the video where the Zamboner was in a swamp, right?
Yeah, I saw your picture. I saw your picture of that all corroded. That was cool.
Yeah, the motors are okay. There's still a little corrosion, but I'm going to need to get a new Mamba board for that. Because here's the... And you put... What's that coating you put on it, Chris?
Conformal coating.
Conformal coating.
Yeah, the conformal coating.
I should have done that before, but apparently one of the ESCs on this built-in board is frazzled, so that's another part I have to buy.
I bought a bottle of that conformal coating a year ago, and I never used it until this thing. You see this teeny little little FPV. Okay, well this is a little 250 gram with iNav, full flight controller, FPV camera, autopilot, everything in this little deal.
Yeah.
And the camera is way up here in the front, and where I go out and fly in the morning, it's the grass is super wet. So the first time I flew this thing. The hand launch, I didn't have enough power, and it went down and skidded along in the wet grass.
Oh,
and
no.
the water got into this little teeny camera that was in there, and that was the end of this camera. So I took that conformal coating, and I just took the new camera and just sealed it up completely with that stuff, and that seems to have solved that problem. So it's not, that stuff is great. Just don't get it into your USB port. That's all.
Cool. Well,
Yeah.
he fixed it. Now,
Oh, okay, good.
Cool.
props are spinning in the proper way. Tell everybody your handle.
There's a kind of Skyfox FPV Vulpine.
Guy Fox.
The last part seems a little hard to wrap your mouth around. So
Yes,
tell me.
say it again.
Skyfox FP Vulpine.
FP Vulpine.
It doesn't even sound like English, does it?
No, it sounds German.
Yeah, Vulpine.
I can never remember it. But anyway, so this little guy, I'll probably fly this tomorrow sometime.
Well, that ought to be a neat little. It just looks so funny with that tall stack in it.
Yeah, it is a bit tall. But truth be told, let me try to hold it. It's not actually that. The camera stops about there, so it's just plastic above here.
Right.
Oh,
right.
okay.
It's not that bad. It's a powerful
I'm
little
curious
thing.
to see. I'm curious to see. Let me know how you like the image on the Nebula compared to the other DJI, because some of the reviews I've seen.
It's great. It's great. Yeah.
The first ones that Joshua Bardwell was, he did a review when it first hit, and he wasn't too excited, but I think they did something to make it better. So I'll be curious. Be curious to see.
I'm wondering, would using 50 megabits instead of 25 megabits on the goggles improve this? Is that?
Can it handle?
Can this handle?
If it's got the same, it's got the same air unit as the Vista. It's just a different camera.
Right. And what they did with this one is that it's the same as the other, only they took off some of the metal coating on here on the unit itself to make it a little lighter.
Yeah.
Really? Well, give it a try. Put it in 50 megabits, see what happens. Worst can happen is it won't work or won't let you do it.
Yeah. But I gotta let him get doing his family stuff, and I gotta go home and make sure that my dog hasn't pooped on the floor. So it was good to talk to you guys.
Hey, thanks for coming in, Ken. Always good to see you.
Ken.
You bet.
Yeah.
All right. Have a good night.
Okay.
Good night, Ken.
See you next time.
Okay. And bye.
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 I had to throw it at it.
There he is. Okay. Well, that was nice. That was nice, man. Ken has definitely gotten bitten by the FPV bug. There is no doubt about it. And speaking of bitten by the FPV bug, Carlos,
Yes,
where's
sir.
that big box I sent you?
Right here next to me. I have it ready. I'm going to stand up. I think that's the only way.
Put it in front of the camera, because I want you to see. I want you to see the packing that I did in that box to get 5 quads in there, using every scrap of foam and bubble
Carlos,
wrap and
knife
paper.
away, not towards you.
I got thrown out of the boys tenderfoots.
That box,
Did you wrap this?
I managed to get 5 quads with the props on. Yeah, Bill, I did. I have all the big. I have Paulie, Drone Bum, and I did send you a link too. So if you feel like stopping by, we'd love to have you. Oh, there's somebody still in there.
You good?
Ron, hey, got Ron.
Oh,
3X
man.
Drones. How you
Hey,
doing?
3X, run.
I see that your email's working.
My email works again. I'm glad you brought that up. I'd never know.
Yeah, you told me, you sent me another email and said your inbox was full.
It said my Google Drive was full or something like that. So
Oh,
I said you couldn't send or receive emails. So I'm actually glad you told me that, because I wasn't getting emails for the longest time.
Yeah, and I stopped getting those things back. Okay, let's make Carlos big so we can see what's going on here.
There we go.
All right. So
so far.
And there's some of your packing that I returned to you. Now that's your
Spare-
bag. Oh crap! That's your bag of spare controllers, motors, all kinds of crap I took off. Yeah, you can go through that at your leisure. And that bag was used as packing, and so was that piece of foam there when you sent it down to me.
Wow, look at that in there.
Oh my goodness! All kind of goodies.
I'll be curious to see how if any of the props got damaged, but just start taking them out one at a time. And
Yes, sir. I will, but I want to do it delicately.
you got a lifetime supply of foam blocks there.
Numero uno,
That's the Acrobrat.
intact.
How's it look to you?
It's beautiful. I can't wait. I just want to put these bad boys in the air. Oh, this
Now there's
you put grip.
yeah, and also you need to make sure you put an antenna on that thing.
Ah, that's right.
In that bag that I sent you are the two antennas that were on the other two quads. One of them has the wrong connector, and I don't know if I trust either of them. So make sure before you fire them up. There's two quads in there that have no antennas.
Bless
You
you.
need to put an antenna on them.
All right, let me.
So that's the Acrobrat. Carlos has now got to figure out where to put all this stuff.
Yes, that's the next project. Second is the first Japalaro.
That's the good one.
That's better.
That's the good one.
The one with the
The
marshmallow.
one with the marshmallow antenna. Yeah.
prop. Good.
Nice red props on that one.
Birdie.
Now that one, I didn't put any new parts on that, Carlos. That one just needed the new software on it and little tune-up. So that flies pretty good. And that's the mediocre Japalura right there.
Right in between there. It was almost like
Yeah, I had that piece of foam, and I said, "Wow, that just works great." So those are the antennas that you can't get off of it because they're glued on.
Yeah, I hope they fall off. We'll figure that one out. All right, for the big bad boys now. The moment
Okay, now comes the pretty ones.
big guys. This is the one with the kit lights. Wow, you do have a lot.
I told you, you got a lot of foam blocks there, don't you?
Oh, heck of a packing job.
Yeah, I tried, and nothing rattled either. But
Mitch, none of this has addresses that I have to worry about, right?
No, just pull that. None of what?
Just addresses.
No.
No addresses.
No, nothing.
Okay. Wow, look at this. Oh, there's in my foam again. Looks familiar.
Yeah, there's another. I used another piece of your foam to go around it. That's the schizo.
Man, you really did like piece it out one by one.
They didn't move it. They didn't move, did they? They stayed right where I put them.
It's like piecework.
I had them wedged in there, front, back, and sideways. So there's the schizo.
Yeah, that's all right. Just got bent a little. You see?
Oh yeah, okay.
That's it.
That's the minute you put a camera in there, it'll straighten that out.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, hold it up. Let's see what it looks like.
Good. Looks really nice.
Cool.
There you go.
I see the buzzer out. Is that a buzzer out here? Oh no, that's a.
Yeah. No, the chameleon has the buzzer on it.
Capacitor, right? This is out here.
Yeah, that's the capacitor on the side there. Yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
And they're all ready to fly. So I'm looking forward to seeing some flying videos from you.
Yeah, I have some more
Hey,
batteries.
Chris Hope is here. How you doing, Chris?
Hey,
Good to
Chris
see
Hope.
you.
Howdy,
Good
son.
to see you. Busty FPV is also in the house. Somebody new. How you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Sorry, couldn't resist. All right.
And now,
Foam out.
now more foam. This is like Christmas, isn't it, Carlos?
It's like the box in a box in a box. This is the baby I really want to start. And
Yeah, there you go. That's your chameleon.
Bad boy. Oh, this needs an antenna too.
Yeah, that one. There's two of them. There's two of them that have antennas that won't come off, and you got one antenna that will, and
Is
the
this
other two I put in the bag.
It does, right? Lens cover?
What's that?
This is a lens cover.
Yeah, lens cap on it, and that's the new camera. That's the Cadex Ratel Starlight camera,
Nice. Oh,
and that quad's got. Is that the one with the new motors, or was the Schizo the one with the new motors?
I'm going to say the Schizo because one of them was bad.
Yeah, I think it might have been the Schizo. Yeah, I think the motors on that one were good, but that's got all the LEDs on it and everything.
Yeah, yeah. It's awesome.
And that's got the beeper right up on top there in the back. See it?
This has the rush tank also, right?
Yeah, you can see it. Look in there.
Right in the back.
It's right in the back, right there. Yeah, and that has the all the LEDs on it. You'll see whether it's lit up or not.
Nice. Thank you very much, Mitch.
Good. Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad you got them back, and I hope you enjoy flying them. And I flew them all, and the radio. I flew all of them, and they all flew.
Yeah.
Fine. No problems, no oscillations, and
I have your.
I think you'll enjoy them.
Your blessings, and I trust it 100%. Thank you.
Okay, well, there might be an issue or two that, but you saw on the radio the drones that I have set up. Remember, there's two different ones. The Chameleon has its own. It says RSXR, and the other four drones work on the
Chameleon's
on the first quad.
16, right?
Yes.
Right.
Cool. So there you go.
Awesome.
Hey, I got a question for Ron. How's
Yes, sir.
Johnny Mizell doing down there?
Who? Johnny?
Johnny,
We don't talk about Johnny around here no more.
Mel's in the house. Hi, Mel. How you
We
doing?
don't
Mel.
speak of him.
Hey, Mel.
And Bill Thomas, Coast to Coast Drones. We're ignoring the chat because we were busy watching Carlos unbox his stuff. So good to see you guys. Thanks for coming in.
hey, and one of our members in the community has a birthday today.
Who's that?
That is Lloyd Mendenhall, the grumpy
Lloyd?
fogger.
Oh, wow.
Today?
Well,
Yeah.
he doesn't even think
64
Hot
years old.
Rod in Daytona turned blue finally.
Ah,
Holy cow. Look at that. It wants me to check my
So,
email. I can do
Mitch, if I can, I would like to sing happy birthday to Lloyd.
that. Okay, and I'm sure that.
Extension. All right, here we go.
Okay, wait a minute. Hold on a second.
See in the chat.
Okay, go ahead.
Where's the mute?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Lloyd. Happy birthday to you.
I sure hope he's in the chat.
You have to send him a link to this now.
Thank
You
you.
should have done that.
No,
voice.
Lloyd-
Well done.
The sexy Mary
Lloyd,
voice. That would have combination.
Ed says that was horrible. Mel says mute your sound, everyone. Holy crap, a better singer than comedian. That's not saying much for your comedy.
How do you get your voice to go that high?
He squeezed it.
Mixer.
I don't know.
Hot Rod in Daytona sent me a picture that is just black and white and blurry, and I have no idea what it is. I can't make it out at this.
Is it possible it's supposed to be a shark? A picture of a shark in the water? Is it possible? That's what he was
Is
talking
that what it might be? Hold on a second.
about. The intercoastal? Maybe that's what he was.
Oh,
I have more footage of just water out there looking for sharks, which I never see. Constantly.
well,
I
you gotta
cannot.
listen for the music.
I cannot
Bonham,
see what that picture is. Yeah, I honestly, God, it's just a big blurry.
Maybe it's a man of war.
Well, I see it. What looks like water.
Can you share it?
Yeah, I can. Hold on a minute. Let me put it over here on the screen. It looks like water.
It's not a phallic shape, is it?
Well, there is something in there that looks kind of phallic shaped. So, but I don't know what the hell that is, and
It's his mind in the gutter.
I'm gonna.
It's like what Steve Martin when he was on Saturday Night Live. What the hell is that?
Oh, I remember that. What the hell is that?
It's funny.
Yeah,
I don't know. What the hell is that?
That was a funny. Hot Rod says it couldn't tell if it was a dolphin or shark. I can't tell what the hell it is, Hot Rod, and I don't think anybody will either. So I'm gonna
Pass on that one.
I'll pass on that one.
Bum,
Because
you
there's something in there that might look like something that it isn't. That I'd rather not. I'd rather not put up.
Enough said.
Yeah.
you have any FPV?
Oh, it looks like a Johnson.
Oh, that's another one. Yeah, that's another routine that was funny. That was from Airplane. Oh, was it Airplane? Yeah, Airplane.
No, it was
Spaceballs?
Naked Gun.
yeah, I think it was
Spaceballs?
Austin Powers.
Austin
No, it was
Powers.
Austin
You're right.
Powers.
Yes,
Yeah.
Austin
Austin
Powers. Yeah,
Gold member.
yeah.
Look at that. Johnson.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
That was really funny.
It
Lorena,
looks like a Woody.
Lorena Bobbitt's husband changed his name to Les Johnson.
Let's just
Okay, guys, it's been fun. Glad to have you all in here. The show has gone to hell. So, what's really funny is
Actually became religious. I found out his favorite book in the Bible is 2 Peter. Just all right, no more.
wait a minute, you deserve this. I'm going to look this up here. Radio King. And let's see. Images. You know, there's so many things named Radio King that I didn't get anything that even resembles the transmitter. Here we go. Okay, this deal here. There. What does that look like to you? Can you see it? It looks like the jumper T18. Only it has the push buttons on it up here shaped like the if I can make it bigger. Let me drag that image to my desktop here. Close this down, open up the picture.
That's the Radio Master, Mitch.
Yeah. But look at that. That's the Radio King.
Oh, like fish bones.
Yeah, this is another new radio, like the Radio Master or the Jumper. Okay? All so close. And now this company came out with one called Radio King, but it has the two push buttons like the new Jumper T18. It has the speaker shaped like the new Jumper T18. In fact, let me find a picture of the Jumper T18. Now, you know that Jumper was not real happy when the Radio Master came out. And
No.
Radio Master, I believe, is kicking the pants off of them.
Mike says
As
you
far
heard
as sales,
it's being done by Jumper.
yeah. Okay, now here is the Jumper T18. All right. That's the Jumper T18. So there's the Jumper T18. That's just some other picture.
That's not it either.
That's not it either.
No,
Whoa,
no.
it's gone through all the pictures on my desktop, which is not what I want to do. And anyway, that's the Jumper T18. And if you look at the buttons on it up here, they're like the buttons on my Jumper T16. Radio Master came out and decided to make the buttons have those little shapes on them. Can you see that?
Right.
On the
The
top.
shapes on those buttons. And the Radio King, which is this one right here,
Mhm.
decided to use those same shape buttons. They added 2 of them here.
Mhm.
The idea of the 2 power buttons is when you shut these things off, you have to hold the button down for whatever delay that you set it to, 1 second, 2 seconds. And that's so you don't accidentally hit the button and shut it off while you're flying.
Yeah.
So what they did with this is they gave you the option of turning it on or off with either button, but if you pushed both of them at the same time, it would shut it off instantly, immediately. They shared the 3 buttons with the Jumpers, whereas the Radio Master has 4. They cheaped out on the nice metal buttons that both the Radio Master has these nice metal buttons.
Right.
They cheaped out. They didn't put the metal jog wheel. The metal jog wheel over here like the Radio Master has, but the Jumpers all have plastic jog wheels, and this is going to sell for probably $20 or $30 less than these other radios. So the rumor has it that this is really just Jumper trying to get even with Radio Masters. So it's kind of like a Chinese civil war going on here. And I know one thing for sure. I'm not buying one. Because I just think it's a cheaper version of the other 2 radios. And the other 2 radios, the Radio Master, the quality and the feel of it just seems to be so much better than the Jumpers, from the metal jog wheel to the bigger battery bay. Just the overall feel of that radio seems to be a much higher quality. I can't imagine to save $20 or $30 buying a transmitter that anybody would really want to cheap out on that thing. So I've seen 1 review on it so far on YouTube. I don't know if it was a joke. Mike, I don't know. Jody, what do you think? You think it was a joke or is it for real? I don't know. Rumor has it is a song by Adele. Jim chimed in. Good. Sticks look short and cheap. No, actually, yeah, on the Radio King, everything looks cheap. But the Radio Master here, let me get an overhead shot of that. And
Backwoods is saying good night. Good night, Backwoods. And Pondon Moore.
oh, okay.
Bye.
Take care. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, we got
Guys.
still got more than 20 people in here. This radio here just seems to be a much better quality. It's got the Hall effect gimbals. They're very, very smooth.
Right.
It's got a heavier feel. It's got the side things that you grip around in the back there, and a place to rest your finger. Let me see if I can't show you that. Right over here on top of this thing. Nice to hold on to. So your finger's there for the buttons. It just seems like a much better built much better built radio.
I want that little finger thing. I like that.
You want that finger thing?
Yeah.
The knobs are a little, feel like they're a little better quality than the jumpers.
I like that little cover on the display. That's the best part I like.
What's that dinging I hear? Is that
messenger?
Oh, is that you? Oh, okay. I just want to make sure it wasn't me.
Night Train like
here was
he's loving it actually.
Night Train has the Radio Master. You have the Radio Master, don't you, Mike? Or do you have the jumper? I'll tell you, I haven't flown with the Radio Master yet. I have transferred all my models to it using OpenTX Companion, and if I use the Crossfire module or the R9 module, the modules are already bound. So in theory, everything should work fine. If I want to fly anything with a FreeSky D8 or D16, I would have to rebind those receivers. But that's what's nice about having a external module, is that all of your radios, your receivers, are bound to this module, not to the radio that you plug in. So you can actually go into you can go in to the companion and actually copy all your models. So you see, I have all my models are in there, and that's why I wanted this as a backup radio. You know, but I'm going to fly one of these R9 or Crossfire things with it. I just got the radio a few days ago, and if I like the way it feels better, I'll make this my regular radio and just rebind all my FreeSky D8s and D16s to the internal module on this thing. But that's one of the nice things about these radios, is you can actually hook them up to the computer with this OpenTX Companion software, read the models from one radio, and the system settings. You can save all that off to a file as a backup of all your models. And you can also then unplug that radio and put a different radio in, make sure you create a new profile for the new radio, and then just copy all the models from one window to the next. And then write it out to the radio, and all that work of setting up all those models is done for you there. So if I select this one here that says Tyro 129 that runs iNav, if I say select that model,
that wheel scrolls as well as pushes in.
Yeah, that's the idea. You push it in, and then it scrolls.
Yeah, that's neat.
And then you push it into, or you hit the return button over here
one time,
and that'll cancel that out for you. But
Bob says that only cool people use the Radio Master. Just for the record.
Who said that?
Bob Drone Days. He has one. Night Train has one. You have one. So you guys are all considered.
All those switches, and he uses 5 of them. You know, on interestingly enough, Bob, on iNav, this sounds funny, but on iNav, I use just about every switch on the radio.
I believe it.
Yeah, this is the ARM switch right here. This switch over here, and I actually remember them. This switch over here actually changes between any of 3 on-screen display layouts. One that has all the crap on it, one that has just tuning stuff like the PIDs and stuff, and then the third one basically just gives me 1 or 2 important things like battery and lets me enjoy the picture. This one over here is the mode switch. This one over here is altitude, hold, and course lock. So it flies straight and holds an altitude. This knob, no, I don't arm with the switch on the airplanes. I arm with the knob because I don't want to accidentally disarm the airplane in flight. So I use this knob for arming. This switch here is return to home. This switch here is auto launch. This switch is, in this position is auto trim, and this position is auto tune, and this switch here is the beeper. So anybody tells you, you don't use all those switches, you actually can. And You just got to remember. So the way that I remember it is I set all my airplanes up exactly the same way. So whether it's an airplane or a fixed wing, I'm always going to have the same switches in the same place. And after a while, you begin to remember where they are. When I first started, I made a cheat sheet. I actually took a photograph of the radio and put it in a Photoshop and made labels for everything, so I could remember which switch did what. Oh yeah, you have the sliders on the left. Yeah, there is that. There are sliders here. I'm not using those. Although in my binary airplane, the twin engine one, I do use this one for camera tilt up and down, and I use this one to turn the nav lights that blink, the blinking lights on and off, and that's 2 position. One of them is just the blinking lights, and then this one puts the like the running lights, bright lights on too. So I do use both of them and all those other switches and the other knob to pan the camera. So that airplane actually uses even more of the switches, the 2 or 3 that, and then you also have these push buttons over here. Our 6 position is a 6 position switch that you can use for flight modes, programmable flight modes, multiple rates, anything you want. I have not used them for anything yet, but in ArduPilot, they're great. They're perfect for switching modes because you're going to have 5 or 6 different flight modes generally set up in ArduPilot. There is that. Yes.
I want to say hello to RC Crazy Eric, my fellow New Yorker. He's in the chat.
Oh, hey, Eric, how you doing? Well, we got 2 New Yorkers on the panel.
That's right.
Yeah, we'll have to pick one off.
And two in the chat.
No, we like New Yorkers. No problem there.
He has one switch. I think he set it for flying Miss Daisy mode. He does the cinematic. When he hits the switch, all of a sudden it makes him fly real slow, and he can actually make a quad fly like a Tello. It's an actual.
Yeah, you can set that up in these radios. There is there's a whole screen full of things that's called flight modes, and you can set custom flight modes to do virtually anything.
It looks like Bob Jones has some custom flight modes going on lately. Got to see some of it.
Yeah, no, it's just there's just an awful lot to learn, and
Right.
this OpenTX stuff it can be complex, a lot more complex than setting up some of these Spectrum radios. Which I don't know. You don't see too many RC only guys using these Chinese inexpensive radios. Most of the RC guys, the guys that fly just airplanes, are going to use Spectrum or Futaba and pay 3 times as much for the radios as we do. And basically, I mean, I go out to the field with these guys who fly RC, and they look at me like I'm from Mars with this radio here. They have no clue what these things can do, and the fact that they only cost $140, $150, and they just bought their brand new 7-channel Spectrum and paid $359 for it or something like that. Bob's cinematic switches in his head. Ed's insulting everybody again.
No, because I made the comment about the switch and cinematic. Because me and Ed, or me more so, I bother Bob because when he flies a quad that he doesn't care about in air mode or in acro, he flies great. The minute he has something that he values just a little bit, all of a sudden it's like when you drive out of a car dealer with a brand new car, everything that you just learned driving out the window because you're afraid of getting scratched.
Yeah, you're very careful. Yeah, and 3 weeks later you're drifting around corners with the thing.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. He slows himself down. That's what
that's the old fly it like you stole it adage. We're all that way when you're flying. It's like if you got a junker car, you don't care where you park it. You don't care if you park it 6 inches from another car. Who cares if they ding your door? But you got a brand new car, man. You park 30 miles out in the northeast corner of the parking lot and walk all the way in just so nobody goes near you. And with my luck, every time I do that, I come out and there's some jacked up 4-wheel drive pickup truck with
Easy.
tires.
I
that's
drove
been
one of
parked
those jacked up 4-wheel drive trucks.
6 inches, parked 6 inches from my driver door, you know, and I think they do that on purpose.
Nah, it's actually because we don't know where our tires are. Yeah, I drive one of those jacked up big ass trucks, and I don't do it intentionally. I just get out and go, I'm a little close. Oops. She'll get over it.
Ed says, Rigger says, fly it like you hate it. You know, that's not a bad idea. If you actually set out to say, okay, I don't give a crap about this thing. I don't care if I break it. You'll never break it. You know?
Bob flies that way. He flies great. The minute he flies a little nervously, it's like he's a GPS drone.
Well,
he's really good though. He's come a long way in a short period of time. Just like
yeah, he has. Like, because he flies a lot. He flies a lot. I want to try to go out tomorrow morning and go flying at the park. I went out. I think I said this on your show. I went out Saturday morning to try and fly, and there was all kinds of crap going on out there at the park. They had walkathons going on, all kinds of strange people. All, you know, it's my park. I don't know what the hell they were doing out there. And there was a guy right out in the middle of the flying field where we fly, training police dogs. So, and plus the field was just soaking wet. And it's usually in the morning, it's condensation, not so much puddles, but the grass is just soaking wet on these humid mornings. Hot Rod says, lots of rain in our area next 2 days. We've been dry as a bone down. We had a little spritz, I think, yesterday afternoon, but that was about it. But Daytona, Hot Rod's kind of halfway between me and Ed.
parts have been very.
Yeah, he's in Daytona Beach, and I'm in Melbourne, and Ed is in St. Augustine, and I'm about 70 miles, maybe 75 miles south, and I think Ed is about 75 miles north of Daytona. So we got us up and down the coast here.
It's been beautiful in New York, right, Paulie?
It has.
And no wind, really good flying weather. Today maybe
We've got a cold front coming in later Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah.
It's going to be our first night in the 50s and 60s in central Florida, and I love that time of year. Daytona is closer to me than you, Mitch. Oh, is it? Yeah, I guess it is. I thought I was about 75. I thought we went over this last week and looked at the maps, but
yes. Otherwise, it's going to be parallel series.
The wind is coming. I'm sending it right your way
tonight.
Yeah, everybody's going to send you the wind, Carlos. Let me take a look and see what the UAV forecast says for tomorrow. Right now, the wind at 100 feet where I am is 6 miles an hour. Tomorrow, listen, get this. At 7 o'clock in the morning, the wind will be 3 miles an hour. At 8 and 9 o'clock, the wind will be 1 mile an hour. It'll then go up to 4 and 5 around noon, and the most it's going to be all day is 7. So that's not a windy day. The cloud cover tomorrow is going to about 50% most of the day, and very little chance of rain until you get to the late afternoon. So it might be a nice day to fly tomorrow. And
yeah, it sounds like flying rather than me.
I think it's going to be real nice. You know that thing that Mel did with the popsicle stick FPV?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, I've had one of those little cameras, and I never used it. So I thought, well, I've got this kind of powered glider thing that I've had for years and years, and so I stuck that on there, and I'm going to take that out tomorrow morning and see how well that works. Now, there's no flight controller, so you don't get any OSD information. You don't get anything. You just get to, basically in your goggles, you go to see the picture that's coming from the camera. It's got a 200 milliwatt transmitter on it, so it ought to work. It ought to work pretty good. And I'll record the video on the goggles and share it. But this little thing will fly for a half an hour to 45 minutes because you just power it up high, and then just shut the motor off. You glide around a while, and then when it starts to get low, you just give it some motor, and up you go again, and until you just get so bored.
Is anybody back?
That you have to land it.
Ed backstage by any chance? No.
What's that?
Ed's not backstage, is he?
No.
I want him to show us his FXT goggles that he supposedly fixed. Mr. Ed, see you join and show us. There's Jaybird Drones is here.
Oh, hey, Joe. How you doing?
Joe?
Jaybird.
Keep an eye out for Ed. It's being,
Okay, I'll keep an eye out.
Now, Mitch, I'm going to hop off. Just stop and say hi. It's always
hey, Ron,
nice
good
to learn something from you when I can.
I don't know what anybody learned tonight, but
hey, I always learn something listening to you. One of these days, I'm going to try this stuff, and I'm going to be leaning on you big time. So,
no problem. Be careful, man.
I know.
You see what happens. You see what happens to these guys that get started. You see guys like Ken Dono and Ed Ricker was really one of the first camera drone guys that just got hit so hard with the FPV bug.
All
right, buddy. Thanks for coming in.
Take care.
Ron from 3X Drones. All right. More room for us.
What happened to Ed Ricker? You don't see him much anymore.
No, the young.
You're right. You don't see too many videos.
Yeah.
I'm still subscribed to him.
Yeah. Or Billy Kyle.
Maybe they're just taking the summer off.
But the other one I did see, Billy Kyle, I have not seen. Hopefully he's healthy.
Sometimes you got to disconnect for a while, man. You know?
It's good.
Yeah.
It's healthy.
Hello, Joe. Jaybird. RC Crazy.
Oh, Fuzzy. That's how I feel tonight.
That's how I felt yesterday after I got home.
Man, I was up at 4:00 this morning.
And you've been up since?
Yeah, I had a job that took most of the weekend for me to do. I do work, a little bit of computer work, and all of these government customers that my daughter has in her public relations company are all having to come up with all of this COVID-19 material, postcards and websites and all kinds of stuff to administer all the money, to get the applications, explain the programs and everything. So these government people, I wonder sometimes, but they've had like 6 weeks notice, and this thing needs to be done by tomorrow morning. They've had 6 weeks to get us all the approved information that they needed. And what did they do? They waited till yesterday afternoon, a day and a half before it needs to be up. And there are, clients, so you try to take care of them. And it's quite a job to build a little website like that. It's not something you can do overnight. So I was up late working on it, and then I, had it on my mind, and I knew that there was a deadline. It had to be done by today. So I did it, and woke up at 4:00 in the morning thinking about this, and I said, well, I better do it. So I went ahead and got that.
So you were doing the mash?
The monster mash.
You were working one night in your laboratory.
Yeah, that's what it was.
From the government.
But I did get it done. So I'm a little out of it tonight. I'm just
you don't do coffee?
A little bit fuzzy. I did coffee, but I don't want to do coffee too late. I had a cup right before the show. I don't want to do it too late, and then it'll keep me. I want to be able to go to sleep tonight and
same here.
Myself a good 7-8 hours or something like that.
Didn't have FPV questions last time you were out? You said I want to ask Mitch. No. Drone bump. No.
I wasn't listening to you.
FPV questions for Mitch.
One question. I did have a question for Mitch. I forgot what it was.
Oh, I had an answer, but I forgot that too.
Yeah.
One question is, I forgot. I did it once before. I don't remember how I did it, whether it was on Betaflight or on in the smart audio or not. How do you change the name? Like, you know how it says Tiny Hawk on the top? You can
That's
go
Beta Flight.
You got Beta Flight.
On the configuration page, the page that says configuration.
I looked in
About halfway down on the left side, there's a box that says craft name.
I
Just
remember.
type it in there. Yeah.
I saw that in Speedy Bee, but it didn't give me an option to change it. I could just turn it on or off. You ever use Speedy Bee? That's a Beta Flight basically for an Android.
Yeah. In fact, the newer version of it is nice because it'll let you do iNav as well. The Speedy Bee app on the cell phone.
Right.
Yeah.
But,
All you need is the right cable.
Yeah, I was looking. I didn't see a way to change it in Speedy Bee.
Hey, Mitch.
Look who's here. Look who just appeared magically.
Yo, Ed, covering your scar?
Hey, Ed.
Oh yeah, what happened, Ed? Something about your head? You got hit with a nail or something in an attic? I missed it.
A nail didn't hit my head. I hit my head against a nail. There's a difference.
Why would I get technical with you? I should have known.
Well, I mean, you're in an attic. It's a tight space, and then you lift your head up, and you go right into one of those nails that hold the shingles down to the roof.
Hey, listen, I've done that many times. Many times. That's dangerous in an attic, especially a short attic where you don't have a lot of headroom.
Short attic,
yeah, we have a lot of them in Florida. Well, Art, you want to go to bed?
Yeah, I got to get going to bed here. Thanks for having me. As always, had a great time. Good night, Carlos, Ollie, Ed, everybody in the chat. Catch you next time.
Are you ready?
Later, Art.
I'm ready. I got the button.
Pretty close tonight. Pretty close.
Getting close. So Ed,
you're doing the old wear the hat to cover up all the bruises on your head trick like I did last week.
No, I don't know. For whatever reason, I just felt like putting on a hat. I don't know. I was giving a drone pool a shout out.
There you go.
Because I sent a picture to Carlos and a couple other people of me after I got out of the attic.
I missed it.
With the nail hole in my head. And what's funny is, because I was up in the attic and I hit my head, and I'm like, damn, that hurt. Because when you hit it, you can actually hear the nail crunch against your skull.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
Anyway, I'm still up there working, like hurt, whatever. And then the next thing I know, I see a drop of blood hit my glasses.
Wow.
You could put one of those things right through your skull if you come up on it hard enough. Geez.
Yeah, well, you kind of learn not to do that, but
that's why you always wear a hat or when you're crawling around up there, especially if you're bald like me. If you're bald like me and you climb anywhere where there's things to hit, I've told this to people before. You don't realize how much of a safety net the hair on your head is.
Yeah.
Because when you come up on something that you'll feel it touch your hair, you'll feel and you'll reflexively stop. We don't have that with bald heads. The first sign we have is when it goes whack, So
like
it's always
a cat with no whiskers,
Exactly. So you can even feel when something gets close to your arm and touches your hair on your arm, you can sense it. And I never go anywhere where there's anything that I might bang into without a hat on, because you'll feel it touch the hat the same way and slow down. Which is why my head is such a mess of bruises. All my life I've been beating myself to death.
Well, when your hair gets thin, it's not much cushion anymore. So
no,
it's more of a sensory thing. Slow you
down.
Well,
mine doesn't sense much anymore.
Let's see those goggles that you hooked up. I'm curious.
Okay,
Please.
So I'm on my second screen, Mitch, of the FXT goggles. And on the first one, the button that you turn it on and off screwed up, broke off, whatever. so you can still kind of manipulate it with like a plastic toothpick or something. And
yeah, those switches are not real robust on those things.
no, they're not. So anyway, I bought another screen, and the second screen is what I've been using. Well, then all of a sudden, the record button right next to the right-hand antenna was like stuck, and it wouldn't work.
I had that happen to one of mine.
Yeah. So, Carlos bugged me. Man, you just take it apart. You just got to use your thumbnail or whatever. You can take it apart. So I did, and the button was completely dislodged and broken off. So I looked inside, and I'm like, well, I can kind of tell where the button, the two pads that it hooked to. So then I did this. With it open, I soldered a wire because it's a momentary contact switch. So I soldered a wire to each of the two pads. So to start recording, I just touched one wire to the other one for a second, and then it starts recording.
Oh, I don't mean to laugh at you, Ed, but that is what they call jury rigged. Do you ever?
So now, okay, you'll even like this even better, Mitch. So now I'm thinking I'm going to take like a normal little doorbell button and attach it to the back of these, because that's a momentary contact switch, you know, and that'll be my new button.
It'll certainly last longer than the old button did.
Yeah, right. Okay.
I had that happen on my first pair. I bought it, and I actually emailed the company, and they sent me a brand new screen, okay, and didn't want the old screen back. So I've still got the old screen, and it works perfect. It's just I can't push the record button on it.
Somebody last year.
But I have no need
to return it.
Well,
I have no
now
need.
you know how to fix it, Mitch.
Well, I've got 3 of those screens now, and I never use the goggles anymore. They're like backup goggles, so I'm pretty well set.
Yep.
There we are.
Oh, I had another question for you too. So, okay, so right now, mainly I've been flying the Tiny Hawk 2. Actually, all the birds, the 3 birds that I have that sort of fly, all have stick, or what do you call them? Stick VTX antennas. Dipole.
Dipole, yeah.
Yeah. So I got the dipole on one side of the Vipers. Then I got this. I tried this one today, but I kind of like those round guys y'all use.
Well, those are circular. Yeah, the lollipop style antennas. Those are like circular polarized, though.
Oh, I have some of those, and they do work. Seem to work well. I mean,
they'll work with a dipole. I mean, they'll pick up a dipole from a transmitter. I fly my Tiny Hawk and my little my little airplanes with the little tiny tank on them all have the little dipole, and yet on my goggles I have 2 right-hand circular polarized antennas. One of them is a one of them is this tall one, and the other is the triple feed patch, and they work great with the dipole antenna.
All right, okay. So the triple feed, okay, you're calling that a triple feed patch, but I mean that looks more directional. Is that directional?
Well, a patch is a directional antenna.
Okay, all right.
A patch antenna may have a 60 degree field angle. You need to. It should be pointed at the quad, whereas the round ones are
all around.
Omnidirectional.
Now, see, Paulie, if you had a patch antenna on your goggles, then you would have an excuse for moving your head around when you fly. Well, you're trying to stay oriented with the bird, like a radar.
But the problem with that is a lot of times you don't know where the hell, especially if it's quiet, you don't know where the damn thing is. You don't know which way to look because you're in the goggles. You don't know which way whether the thing is behind you or unless you're really.
And that's the other thing with the patch. And well, for me, because I fly all around myself, so I guess it doesn't make any sense to have a patch.
No, not really. A lot of people put just two omnidirectional antennas on. The patch is really beneficial to you if you're really trying to get some distance, like a long range, or especially with the airplanes. These guys want to fly miles away with these airplanes, and that's when you really need a patch. But basically, what they do is they don't fly all around themselves.
Right. Fly out.
They're going out in a certain direction, and a lot of times they'll actually take they'll remotely mount the antennas on a ground station and then feed their goggles from the ground station. So that ground station, some of these guys have these huge antennas that look like satellite dishes. They're foot across.
Oh wow!
And some of them even have the
those coils,
the trackers, antenna trackers, where it actually
move around automatically.
Yeah, especially when you're using Ardu pilot software, Ardu plane.
Wow.
That has the software in there to actually takes the GPS position of whatever you're flying, and it knows the altitude and it knows where it is, and it feeds it to the antenna tracker, and it's just kind of like a NASA thing that tracks and that thing just follows it always points at the airplane, and it calculates based on altitude how high up it has to tilt depending on how far away the thing is. And these guys with these trackers and maybe 1.3 gigahertz systems instead of 5 gigahertz systems, they have much longer range. They routinely go out 20, 30 miles with an analog video signal.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that sort of thing is where this is what kind of irritates me. And that is many of these guys doing that kind of stuff are put in the same classification as just us hobbyists that just want to fly around a field. And I don't think that's right. I don't know.
When you just put in the same classification,
you have no business flying any further than that.
Well, it depends on what you do. None of it's legal.
Well, that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, no, none of it's legal because these people don't have spotters. But most of the range tests that you see on YouTube videos are not legal. Personally, I would much rather have a goggle view than try to figure out from a mile away what that little tiny speck in the sky is doing. How the hell do you have any idea? And that's where they go wrong. They don't seem to realize that if you've got a spotter, okay, and you're that tiny little dot in the fly, and your goggles go out, what chance do you have of controlling that thing because you got somebody there looking at a spot in the sky? Yeah. The only thing a spotter can do for you is warn you if there's an airplane or helicopter coming your way.
Well, I can hear those.
And we can all hear those things. Yeah, that's really the only earthly use for, or if you crash.
I got a good
crash and a spotter gets. I know when we were flying RC, we usually had a spotter for the sole purpose of getting a line on the airplane if it went down. That's the only thing they were good for. And you as a pilot, you're flying line of sight. You're not flying in goggles. You yourself, when your airplane is spiraling down because you had a failure or something, you're upset. You're not thinking. And a lot of times you don't realize. But the most important thing is not to try to figure out how far out it is, but to pick out and identify that particular tree or whatever that airplane went right down at, so that you can start walking straight forward. What are you guys doing?
That's exactly
All
right.
right, here we go. I'll put you on top for a while, Paulie. There you are.
Paul, what do I tell you, Paul? The same thing when he crashes. All right, Paul, you see that light pole? It's over there, about a little left. Just like what you're saying. It's spot exactly where he's crashing.
Yeah, just get a line on it and start walking straight for that line, and eventually you should come across it. But you'd be amazed how many people. One of the guys at the park where I fly had an airplane go down way out at the other end of the field in an area where there's always interference and people are always going down out there with these airplanes, and yet they still fly way out there and are surprised. And I wasn't watching them. I don't care where these guys are flying. I don't find their foam airplanes that fascinating. They don't find mine fascinating. So I wasn't watching it. All of a sudden he says, I went down. I said, did you get a line on it? No. I think it was somewhere between there and there. Well, that's so they went off searching. They never did find the thing. I think it crashed in the housing development past the park. I took my Mavic Zoom out there the next morning and flew up and down all over the place, and it was a red airplane, and I couldn't find it anywhere. So I think it landed in somebody's swimming pool or somebody's backyard. That's going to be the end of that.
A quick hello to Chris Hope. And what antennas do you suggest I get for these birds? Should I just put the FXT goggles on there meanwhile? Those on the quads? They would fly with them.
No. You got the antenna that's on your is it on the schizo right now? The red one.
But here's a question for you. Can I use one of these? Because I could change one of these to a patch. These are both what are they? Mercer? I forget what they're called. Menace.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, Menace. Yeah, sure. You could throw that on. Yeah, those are great antennas. Right. Yeah, that's what. And then that's what I got. That's what I got. This big tall one is a Menace. Antenna.
Yours is longer than.
Well, yeah, I know, Carlos, but there's nothing to be ashamed of,
I'm sorry.
The idea of these tall ones is when you're wearing them, they're above your head. So if you fly behind yourself, you don't block.
With your head.
Your head doesn't block. Because all that meat up there will really block the signal. I stuck these. I don't keep these on because in my case they don't fit. So, but I stuck them on tonight. So if I was, talking about them, I could hold them up and show them. So, considering that this is right side up, tell me what's wrong with this picture.
The antenna facing down.
Yeah, that's smooth, huh? Some guys fly with two of these long ones, and what they'll do, Carlos, is they'll put one out like this sideways and one up.
Question about the controller. The antenna sideways, not straight up?
No, what you want to do with that is you want to take it, put it straight up.
Oh, you do?
And maybe angle it a little bit. Yeah, you want it straight up, and when you hold the controller tilted, you want that antenna to be pointing straight up and down.
Just for the record, I kind of hold my radio down, so then I want to tilt it maybe towards me.
Then you tilt it. If you hold it straight like this, you want to tilt it straight up. If you hold it at a big angle, then you want to.
All right, so basically
like that.
Straight up, right?
However you hold it, put that antenna straight up. Although the range on these things are really pretty good, and a lot of times you just forget and it's just sitting off to the side like this, and that works too. You're not flying anywhere near.
I want the most performance, the best.
You saw when I test flew those things that the RSSI on those things was always in the 90s.
Yeah. No, I like that.
Yeah.
Axial antennas. I'm going to look into that.
Yeah, but you can use those, but you use those Menace on your goggles, don't you?
Yeah, but I can take one and put it on the quad and then use a patch in place of the other one when I fly out.
Yeah, I would do that. Just make sure you don't fire up, although you won't burn out those tanks with no antenna. They're good for 30 minutes or so. They're designed I believe, to run without. But you still don't want to run them without antennas.
No, I'm gonna put one on. But I'm
The
gonna.
one thing, Mike at Night Train made a good point here, and that is the worst signal
It'll be ahead.
on just about any antenna is coming straight out the end of it. They all radiate from the side. Same thing with a dipole. If you point a dipole right at something, that's the worst possible signal you're going to get.
The FXT, they say one up, one slanted. That's preferable.
Yeah, that's one up and one slanted is because that way no matter how the airplane is oriented, you're going to get it on one of the two. That's why they have diversity antennas.
What was the test we did, Paul? We did the Menace, and then we did just the dipoles, and it was pretty much the same. You said,
yeah,
a lot of
difference.
Yeah, a lot of guys have done that. I saw a long time ago. I saw when I was first thinking about getting those goggles. I watched a video, and the name of the title of the video was "Which is the best antennas for the Viper FXP?"
Did it down this street, like in a village.
Yeah, he's flying down the street. Yeah. And turned out that the stock antennas that came with it did better than all of these expensive antennas.
Yes, I remember that.
and the guys are doing the same thing now with the DJI FPV goggles. Of course, all these people have come out with all kinds of strange contraptions, big patch antennas that look like shutters next to your windows. Look like that sit on the side, and one called a Cyclops, which is it's this big around, and it's right on the front of it's got 4 antennas in it and 4 wires that come out that all plug into the 4 antennas. And there's another one out now that sticks. It's 2 patches that stick to the faceplate on the goggles. And I watch all these tests that these guys run, and then more often than not, the difference between the stock antennas and those is negligible.
Yeah.
And these things are $80, $100,
Give you another
$50.
40 feet, maybe something to that effect, right?
Not much, a little bit. And the problem with the patches is you have to be looking at. You have to be. The patches only work if you're following the quad around.
That'd be perfect for Paul if he always flew left, because he seems to look left when he flies.
I look right every now and then.
He looks down into the left.
I think he's just shielding himself from this maniac that he flies out there with. He keeps trying to hit him. That's what I think.
Yeah, there's one of those out there too.
Yeah. Oh, I see. I mean, it's well documented, Paul.
Yeah,
many videos on YouTube of that thing flying right at your face.
It's so much fun.
I get a big kick. I get a big kick out of watching you just kind of ignore those things as they're buzzing around your face. I'd be swatting at them like mosquitoes.
No, he's just so used to it now.
Yeah, it's like, just Carlos.
It's just a flying drone.
What's Ed doing? He's got a video on pause there.
Yeah.
Must be.
I'm gonna run a video while I'm gonna step out for a second. I'm just gonna go get a beer and I'll be right back. I'll leave you.
Get me one too, would you? While you're at it.
It's not on pause. It's a screenshot.
Is that what that is? Okay. Wait, look for the chopper. It says.
At the top is where the chopper is. Look at the top of the screen, right?
I see it. Okay, I see it.
Above the letter F.
It's tiny. And Paulie has just shared something with us. What do you got? What do we?
Oh, this is.
What do we look?
The Tiny Hawk S on 2S. He flies it like.
Oh,
crazy.
really?
Yeah.
Look at that.
Here we go. He's amazing.
Getting the hang of it.
You know why he's flying it so well? Because he doesn't care if it breaks. I told him, fly it like you break it. You're going to break and hate it. Oh, I was on the phone with Ed, showing him how.
And he's flying around. There's no. Oh, that's the S. So that's got prop guards on it. That's the black one, isn't it?
That's the Tiny Hawk S. Yeah, you see that roll even?
Yeah, look at that.
Pretty amazing. Look at him go.
Yeah.
That's him standing up.
Looking down to the left.
Looking to the left, Mitch. Look. Watch when it passes him. Look, he's even look. He tried to get me there. He's trying to get me.
Yeah, Carlos was trying to catch it with his phone. We were on a Facebook Live thingy.
But I mean, he has really good control considering he's trying to hit me the way he is.
I was just trying to buzz close for Ed.
Yeah.
I would have hit if I could have hit you if I wanted to.
I could have moved up right there. I had a duck.
That's all.
Cool.
Let me see if I have something of me trying to hit Paul.
Sure.
Why not, right? It's fun hitting Paul.
So I need to remove. Are you done with that share?
Yeah. How do I?
Let me remove that. I got it. I knocked it out. You just need to say stop sharing on your screen.
Okay, I knew that.
This is the Mobula 6. This thing, you should get one, Mitch. I think you'd like it just to fly around in your yard really fast.
You know, I got it. I have like 5 whoops. That's enough. I don't fly. You know, I'd rather fly the little big ones. I'll tell you which quad I really like is that Cinewhoop. Now, that thing is pretty neat.
Show. Sorry.
You got some good range on that, right, Mitch? That's Cinewhoop?
Yeah. I've got the Crossfire in it, Crossfire system in it, and the DJI system.
Oh, you do have the. All right. Well, that explains it.
Yeah, that was.
What do you think Paulie should get for a second quad 2S? What would you suggest?
2S?
Something a little bit faster. I mean, he does have the 2S batteries for the Tiny Hawk.
Well, I think that new Tiny Hawk 2 Freestyle, I think he's ready for a quad with open props, the way you fly. You don't need to have a whoop. That Tiny Hawk Freestyle is a little rocket ship, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got plenty of bandages in the truck. We can bandage.
I don't know. I gave him my Mobula to fly, and he was a little out of control.
I'll have to try it again.
Yeah.
Now that I'm a little bit more seasoned.
I think that maybe he's right. The Freestyle, that would be good for you. What do you think, Paulie?
Yeah, it's cheap enough.
I think so. Minnesota Paul, what was he thinking of me?
Yeah, they're only about what, $110, $120.
Well, now, what would be the advantage to that over the Tiny Hawk? Does it fly any better, different, further?
Well, it's probably twice as fast and twice as and scream compared to the Tiny Hawk.
All right.
Bigger propellers, yeah, and yeah, I've got one of those little race ones, the Tiny Hawk 2 Race.
Yeah,
that little thing gets up in scats on 2S.
I thought that Tiny Hawk S was fast, but when I first took off with that.
Oh, I remember. Yeah, you went up almost into the trees. 40 feet up.
After arming, and I went straight up like the lightning.
But you're getting better. You're getting better at it and more confident. And you don't have to give it full throttle. You can fly a powerful quad just as docile as you can.
Right.
You could watch some of Drone Day's videos, get some pointers on how to fly slow.
Oh man, you guys are tough.
Yeah, we are.
Freestyle. Yeah, Chris Hope agrees. Chris Hope concurs, Paul, that you need a Tiny Hawk 2 Freestyle.
All right, that's it. Done.
That's it.
I think
use the same batteries. It'll use 2 of the same batteries you already have, so you don't have to worry about different batteries.
That's right.
Oh, the 2S that I have now are working it?
The 1S.
Yeah.
Oh, it takes 2 1Ss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You're good to go. And I'll help you set it up and/or when you fly, I'll give you pointers. As I'm in the car with a helmet or something.
Yeah.
Extra props.
No, Cat, get off.
Well, that's a great area because there's usually nobody around there. So
Yeah, it's perfect. It's like our park. I think you'd like it. Yep. Michael Blade.
The freestyle is fun. I found mine to be floaty.
Floaty.
Yeah.
Well, they're very light. They're not heavy at all. So
Well, I think it's the props. The props are like really aggressive props that come with it.
yeah.
And then
So you don't like a floaty quad. You like one that comes down fast.
Zippier. Yeah.
Not too floaty. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. But that would
Michael
be
Blades here. Hi, Michael.
For,
How you doing?
that'd be perfect for Paul. Something to just chill, cruise.
I think that would be a pretty good next step, and then from that he can do anything. He can get himself
It's a fun bird. Don't get me wrong. I wasn't trying to knock it. I was just saying. I just
how you
feeling floaty to me. That's all.
You have Ed. You like the new Cape Canaveral launch technique with your drones, and that is push the stick forward all the way, count to 30,
and then pull it back a little,
and then see how how many thousands of feet you've climbed, and then have fun coming down.
I can't believe that's the first thing he did when he took off with his brand new Cinepro. He took off like a bat out of hell. I was like, whoa!
It's fun to do that, though. That thrill of shooting up like a rocket is fun.
Yeah. Controlled.
I'd flown 7 packs of 1S on the Tiny Hawk 2, and then I went to a 4S rocket ship. Okay.
Yeah. So. You still have that, or you lose it?
He might need your services because this guy's. I don't know.
Do you still have the Cinepro?
Yeah.
In parts.
Really?
It only lasted him a week. I couldn't want to bet on that.
Hey, Mitch, will the SkyDroid receiver work on a Chromebook laptop? As long as you can run Android apps, I imagine it would. Carlos, what do you think?
As long as it has the right attachment, the USB, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, if you can plug a USB into a Chromebook laptop and you can run an Android app, I don't see why it wouldn't work. It might not work though, because it may not be set for that particular aspect ratio.
I couldn't get
Hard to say. Hard to say.
What kind of tablet?
What do we got here?
He has a Chrome. Just a fun Mobula flight, low and close to the ground.
Okay.
Mr. Paul, this is the Moby 6 and drone days because he has one and he never flies it. If he doesn't fly it, he should give it away. Yeah. It's just so much fun in here. Oh, it doesn't play well on YouTube though.
The only thing I've used my SkyDroid on, Yowie, has been the
it doesn't come out good on YouTube. That's all right.
What happened to it?
It's skippy on YouTube, so it's not worth watching. It's good for us, but the viewing audience is not going to enjoy it. I'm sorry. I don't have a good internet like Paulie does.
Oh, spiral down. It's fun.
Yeah, mine wasn't jumpy.
No, yours was good. Let's see another one of the flights. You have something good?
I don't know.
Maybe try to hit.
I might have a couple of.
Drone obsessed Jerry. I sent some pics of the wing I want to get help setting up for flight on my X90 Plus.
There's me flying around the gym with my little Tiny Hawk.
Nice and fast.
In acro mode.
Nice and fast.
Yeah, it scoots around pretty good in there.
Okay.
I even did a couple of rolls, I think, in here. Bounced off the floor.
What else is flying in there, Mitch?
Some little foamy little airplanes.
Okay.
There you go. I was chasing this one. See,
okay, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Mitch, read the message by Drone Obsessed Jerry.
I sent some pics of the wing I want to help with setting up on my X9D. I'll get my work done on Saturday so I can work with you guys on Sunday. Yeah, sure, Jerry. That'd be great. Did you send pictures to my already to my
I'll be right back.
To my email?
No, that looked like a fun time, Mitch.
Oh, it's a blast flying in there. Just they finally reopened it up on Thursdays after 6 months of being closed for the COVID crap. But you could. It's at the park. It's the community park. It's a gym at the park, and the guys come in there with the little foam airplanes.
That's pretty cool to let you do that.
And it's fun to zip. It's fun to zip around there. It's good practice for me to fly acro mode in confined spaces.
That's
I
pretty
see a
cool.
lot of gaps in there.
Yeah, and the problem is those gaps there on those that are on those have wires running across them. Which I hit once. The wires that are used to lift the thing up. Here's another one. That's Pete Nunez walking across in front of me. He came out there.
I like that. So who won the dogfight? They want to know.
Was he flying the fixed wing?
No. One of the guys came and brought a whole bunch of these toy little drones that he had, and some funny, just cool looking little stuff. And Pete was flying. Oh, that was a
over rotated.
Well, you know what? I hadn't done that yet, and I wasn't really ready for how the roll rate on that thing. I didn't think it was going to roll that fast, so I overshot. That roll a little bit, but
you see all those gaps, right, Ed? And the ones up on the ceiling.
Oh no, we're not. Yeah. There's been a couple of little airplanes and drones that got stuck up there in those rafters. Yeah, and you got to be careful of the wires down in there near the basketball nets.
That's cool. Yep.
But you can really whip them around in there.
I've seen Andy RC do it in his gym wherever he is, UK.
Yeah, and of course there you go. Roll.
That's much better.
Very nice.
What do you think, Ed? You give us approval? We get your approval?
There I am. If you can see me, I'm sitting on the bleachers over there. But these guys come loaded for a bear, man. Some of these guys bring 5-6 little airplanes. I need to get myself a little 3D foamy airplane to fly indoors.
You know what I don't find, to me, interesting is these guys that fly them like they're standing up. They almost fly it like a helicopter, but it's an airplane.
Yeah, that's called 3D flying. 3D? Yeah, torque rolls. That maneuver is called a torque roll, where you're hanging on the prop, right, and it's just kind of rotating around. Very tough to do. There's a lot of finesse on the rudder to keep that thing from just falling off.
Right.
Prop gear is awesome at that. He can walk that plane all day long.
Who's that?
That's
Prop gear.
Oh, okay.
He's a big wing guy over in England.
Oh, that's not the type of flying that I ever got into. That happened long after I got started. A lot of guys get started and that's how they learn. And I had been flying a long time before people decided they wanted to. There I am, right there, mask and everything. They required us to wear masks, and then we took the masks off.
That didn't fog you up?
It did. Terrible. So the rest of the time after the first flight, we just got rid of the masks. And then the guy said, "Oh yeah, they said we didn't have to wear them in here, just to get in there. Come in the building." So in this flight, I think I had the mask off. And Pete was flying. I don't know if you get to see it. Pete was flying this tiny little. You know what a parrot swing is?
Yeah.
I've heard of.
He had something like that, a little X-shaped thing, and it was a real cheap one, but it had LEDs all over it, and it had a little teeny little plastic controller, and it flew great. It was amazing. And then this guy actually gave it to Pete.
Oh, nice.
Nice guy. Yeah, nice guy.
Got any good videos, Paul?
Inside the gym was probably the only place it would fly worth the crap. Cause
See the wires? You see, I could fly between those wires. Did you see the wires?
Yeah,
in
there's
there.
plenty of room, Mitch. Come on.
Yeah, I know. I know. But I don't want to get it stuck up anywhere.
I'll tell you what,
I never get it back.
Get it stuck, I'll buy you a new one. Let's see some footage.
Okay, y'all heard it here first.
That's right. I want to see rafter gaps.
Rafters. There's all kinds of crooks and nannies up there for that thing to wedge itself into.
Mr. Yeah,
there was one drone. There's probably still there, but it was stuck. You see the scoreboard there on the left here? See that scoreboard?
Yeah.
The things there's something wedged down behind that.
Yeah, I can see being behind the scoreboard would be a problem.
Yeah. Saying goodbye to Yowie P51 and saying goodnight.
Take care, Yowie.
See that I did another roll there. Did you catch that?
That was cool. That was like almost a near miss there, Mitch.
Oh, right there, yeah.
Oh, with the little drone, yeah. There you go.
Nice.
Anyway, it's a fun little place. There we go. The other way. Did you see that? That was just...
We had 1 or 2 close calls, Paul, right?
Me?
Me and you with the drone crashing. Crashing a drone against drone.
Yeah, I gotta find this ones where I got a lot of shots of you buzzing by while I was flying.
Anyway, that's fun.
You hold yours
fun there.
Right. Your transmitter.
What's that?
You hold yours flat, basically, the transmitter.
I was, yeah. When I'm sitting down, I hold it. I would say.
Or a 22.
At this, yeah, just pretty flat. Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty flat in front of me. Yeah. Just like, because I wear a neck strap to hold it. See, so it hangs from the neck strap.
I'm gonna try that.
All right, guys. We'll do probably one more, and then we're gonna call it a night.
Hey, thanks for having me on, Mitch. I love watching your channel, man. I learn a lot.
Oh, good, man. That's great, Paul. I love, always love to have you. Oh, Jerry sent me some pictures of some flying wings here.
See how fast this guy goes? It's amazing. Ed, you see this? Look at this guy. Ooh,
terrific!
Like he knows what he's doing.
Okay, if Jerry's still here, I got the pictures. I see him in my text, and you've got the little ZOHD controller. So yeah, we can see if we can figure that out. Cool.
He's just totally amazing. All right. So while you guys are watching, it's coming close to 10 o'clock. I'll say goodnight first, Mitch, and 1,000 thank yous.
Oh, you're welcome. Hey, listen, I want to see some videos from those things flying.
ASAP.
Enjoy them. Yep. All right, buddy.
Hey, have a good night, Ed.
Thanks for coming in. Take care.
I miss you. I didn't get to fly.
All right, I'll go ahead and check out, T. And you can trust me, Mitch. I'll be bugging him about footage myself. So there you go.
All right, Ed. Thanks for coming in, buddy. Good to see you.
Later, brother.
Okay. And Paul, good to see you, my man. Always good. And congratulations on your flying. You're doing great. You really are. You are officially on the dark side, man. You have made it.
I think it's safe to say I'm hooked.
I think so. Yeah. Well, take care. Don't be a stranger.
Buddy.
All right.
See you later.
Okay, buddy. And that leaves just me and the monkey. And I think I need to get to sleep. I don't know if the monkey's tired, but I am. So thanks for coming in, everybody. I appreciate it. Always good to have you. Pete, I'm going out to the field flying tomorrow morning. So if maybe you come out, I should be out there about 8:30 or so, 8:30. Ed, love my drones. And Carlos, thanks for being on the panel. Minnesota Paul, MN Paul, good night to you. Timeless Truths, Jerry, thanks for coming in. And Mike, always appreciate your contributions to the chat. Good to see you. Yowie P51, thanks for coming in. And Hot Rod, good to see you, my friend. Another Floridian YouTube finally decided to make you blue. I'm glad to see that. Who else we got? Hot Rod Night Train, Jerry, Paul, Tomas Ariels. He's probably in bed by now, but it's kind of late over there in Ireland. Thanks for coming in. Chris Hope, good to see you. Michael Blade. And I think that takes me, Bill Metrodrones, if you're still around, thanks for the super chat, my friend, and always appreciate it. Hope to see you in on the chat sometime on the panel. RC Crazy. I guess everybody else is probably going to bed, so will I. And let me bring in a little bit of closing music here. There we go. As usual, guys, take the rest of the day off, what's left of it. Go play with your drones. Have a great week. And I'll look forward to seeing everybody on Thursday night. Until then, I'm going to turn it over to my trusty sidekick, Spank, the monkey, and let him say goodnight. So, Spanky, say goodnight to the people.